Cooldown won the RSA chase so impressively last season, put him up there as a potential Gold Cup candidate. What are your feelings on him now as the festival approaches?
Well, I think he's still a Gold Cup candidate. Any horse that gallops and jumps around Cheltenham the way he did last year, I think that you can't forget that. We haven't had the greatest season preparing him. Early on in the season didn't go well, and then between snow and everything, he's had one meaningful run in the Hennessy, and I thought he ran very well in that, galloped the whole way to the line, just beaten by a horse that was race fit from a very good preparation all season. And with the profile of my horse over the past couple of seasons is that he normally improves with every run in the second half of the season. I think he will run a big race in Cheltenham.
It was a big step up, the Hennessy run, from his run at Christmas. I mean,
it was. He ran too free at Christmas. It was his first run. He just ran too free, did all his racing in the first half of the race, and it was hard to expect him to gallop to the line with Grade 1 horses who were ready in that heavy ground. So I just draw lines through that. I know he's better than that, and he showed more of his ability in the Hennessy, and I'm hoping that he will improve again from the Hennessy up to the Gold Cup.
And improve he probably will, but there's a little matter of Cowdell Star and Denman to reckon with. I mean, but realistically, what are your expectations?
Well, those two are going to be very hard to beat, but we did nothing wrong last year. He put up a tremendous performance in the RSA chase. I'm hopeful that he's going to be thereabouts at the top of the hill. Everyone's got to get there first, and then with a clear round of jumping, it's all to play for in my book anyhow.
And Paul Townend rides him, he knows him well.
Yeah, Paul knows him well, and I don't see any problem there. So I'm looking forward to it, as Paul is.
The Queen Mother Champion chase, you could have a couple of runners in that.
I have Barker there. He will gallop on Sunday. We'll see how he is. I'm not so sure he's pleasing me at home at the moment. Gold and Silver is pleasing me, but I think for him to be competitive in that, if you can call taking on Masterminded competitive, I mean, he seems to be ahead of the rest. But my fellow might need a good bit of rain, which I think is forecast for the first half of March. And but he's essentially a soft ground horse, so Cheltenham would want to be wetter than normal, I think, for him.
And Scots Irish, does he fit in there? Or?
Scots is in that now. I'm not so sure whether I'll run him there. I'm leaning towards the Ryanair for him. We ran him in the Champion Chase last year, and I know he was quite competitive up to the third last, but I felt after, when I was coming down off the stand, I said if we come back here we'll probably go for the Ryanair this year, and I'd say that's the way I'll go.
He's done quite well for you this season. Yes,
we brought him back and tripped at 2 miles and forced the pace with him, and he seems to be improving for that. But I think I'm going to go for the longer trip when I go to Cheltenham. Could change my mind.
You've been known to do that, yeah.
I well know, but at the moment, that's my gut feeling coming off the stand last year, was we should have gone for the Ryanair. But I think whichever race he goes to, we're probably only hoping for place money anyhow. But still, there's nothing wrong with going to Cheltenham. I always think if you think you're going to finish in the first 4 or 5 in Cheltenham, you should go, because you don't know what's going to happen in a race.
On to the novice chase department. RSA, big result last year with Cooldown.
Yes.
What's it looking like this year for the stable?
Well, we've got Ivor Cahir. Miguel is still in the mix, and I think I took out the Midnight Club, but I suppose Ivor Cahir, of the horses that have run this year, must be my best hope. I was happy enough with his performance the last day. A lot of people weren't. I wasn't happy with the horse entirely going into the race, but I needed to run him to get experience. And he looked to have the race sewn up at the second last. And I think he might just have blown up. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. that run wasn't as good as Gorn, and I will have him back to much better form by the time Cheltenham comes. And he's an excellent jumper.
There's a lot of commentators hoping that he doesn't show up, or they might be tempted to call him by the English translation. Number 4 is a lot easier for someone.
Oh yes, yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to pronounce all right from reading it, but no, I think he's well entitled to run there. I had to get the second run into him. It's going to be tough work trying to win an RSA chase with only 2 runs under your belt, but he does seem a horse that takes jumping easy enough, you know.
Yeah, and better ground for him maybe would be nice.
It appeared last year that he wanted better ground. His performance was improved for better ground, and I think, you know, I think the extra couple of weeks after his run the last this time and better ground, it all points to him having a good chance. I mean, it looks a very hot contest this year with Diamond Harry, the French import Long Run. He looks to be a different class if he gets around. The Arkle chase, we've a lot of horses in. Sportsline, who is going to lack a bit of experience, but looked to be very good on his first run. His second run, I think he just got tired. Shakerville has done nothing wrong, even though he was a stayer over hurdles. Shakerville would probably be very ground dependent. He would probably like softer ground, but he's a very sharp jumper, and that'll mean an awful lot over there. And you know, 2 miles in 1 or 2 miles around Cheltenham in an Arkle would be equivalent to 2.5 over in most other tracks. So I'd say that's where Shakerville might go. He could be sort of a dark horse. He's just such an efficient jumper, and he's done nothing wrong in his 2 races. He's improved hugely going to fences. I think he enjoys this game better than hurdling. I still have Quisquiver Fontaine in there. He's done nothing wrong in his 2 runs here in Ireland. I'll probably jump him on Sunday in Leopardstown, and we might have a rethink after that. And Michael Dagenham, of course, I don't know what I'm doing yet with him, but that's a possibility. Citizen Vic is doubtful to go, and Ivor Cahir will probably run the other race.